Thank you, Mayor Payton. Talking about leadership in difficult times in our city over the last several years, there's nobody who stood up for the basic fundamental principles of values that Judge John Payton has shown. Then every day that he has been mayor, he's been challenged. He's been challenged on all fronts, and yet he's still standing. And I'm going to be standing after November, I promise you. But it's that kind of leadership that John embodies that we need for our state and indeed for our country. And that's really why I'm here. I'm the sideshow to introduce the governor of Massachusetts. But before I do that, I want to introduce my wife, Jean, who is here. Some people have asked how come she let me run for the Senate, and then was she crazy when I became chairman of the Republican Party? Probably a little bit of both, I think. But let me tell you about challenges. Challenges are everywhere in our lives. And if you don't stand up to meet those challenges, I don't think you're a very good citizen. And that's what I wanted to do when I ran for the Senate. I wanted to take on some of the challenges that are facing our state, facing indeed our economy in our state, some of the challenges of creating jobs and making sure our economy is prosperous, and making sure that we have a world-class education system that we can all be proud of. Those are the things that are fundamental to me, and I'm going to continue to fight for those. When I met this gentleman a number of years ago, right here in Jacksonville, he wasn't coming then thinking about running for president. He was coming here to support the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. It was held right here in this stadium. But I was able to strike a friendship with him, and then began to get to know him better through 2008 when he did run for president. And can you imagine if we'd have Mitt Romney now as president of the United States? If we've ever needed leadership in America, the time is now. Every single day, all we hear from Washington is an assault on the free enterprise system, an assault on capitalism, an assault on everything that we stand for, the freedoms and the values that we all hold so dearly. And we need now, I think, to begin to change. 2010 is an important year for us Republicans. And let me tell you something about it. Elections matter. They really do matter. If you don't believe that, look what happened 2 years ago in Washington, D.C. and where we are today. So elections matter. My goal as chairman of the party this year is to make sure that every single Republican understands the values and the principles that we stand for, of limited government, of having a passion for reform, making sure that our taxes and regulations are low so that our businesses and our entrepreneurs can flourish. Those are the things that moved me to support Mitt Romney in 2008. And they're still the fundamental principles that our party is guided by and is going to be guided by during this 2010 election. And I promise you this, we will elect a Republican governor, a Republican attorney general, a Republican agricultural commissioner, a Republican CFO, and we're going to keep our majorities in the House and Senate. I promise you that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we will have set the table for 2012 to take back America and to take it back with principled leadership. And I've got to believe that principled leadership is going to be coming from one of the gentleman who is sitting to my left, Governor Mitt Romney of Massachusetts. He is a great friend. He loves North Florida. He loves the state of Florida. And I know he'll be back here often to visit with you. So it's with honor and privilege that I introduce to you my good friend, the former governor of Massachusetts, and I hope and pray the next president of the United States, Governor Mitt Romney.
Start a campaign when he hasn't even thought about it yet. Gosh, what a guy he is. I am so honored to be here, to have Mayor Payton here to introduce us and welcome us. It's good to be back. I love this city. It is a wonderful place you live in. You made a good choice. This is a place a lot of people in the country wish they could live. And my guess is right now the tough times that Florida's feeling are going to have to get turned around by real leaders. And that's why I'm here to support John Thrasher. I hope you understand that you guys are in a bit of a crucible right now. You see, the Democratic Party would love to knock off the chairman of the Republican Party. They'd like to go after his seat and knock him out. And as a result, this is going to be a target race. He doesn't deserve to be targeted, but because he's got such broad shoulders, and because Gene let him get in this again, he's taken on an enormous responsibility, being a senator that represents you and get Florida back on track. At the same time, helping lead a party that'll keep Florida the wonderful, fabulous place for people to come and visit, but also people to live and to build their businesses. And so he's going to need your help. So all of you in the room have to give many more thousands of dollars than you ever imagined. All right, you're going to have to dig very, very deep and make sure to help him. And I want to thank you for your willingness to help him. These are critical times, and I have to be honest with you. I have been disappointed in Washington and disappointed in our president. You know, he's an intelligent guy. And during the campaign, he campaigned as a centrist. And one got the impression that he would not take a sharp left turn, but he did. And I know he wants to get the economy going again, but frankly, everything he's done in this last year and a half, almost 2 years, everything he's done has made it harder for entrepreneurs to start a business, has made it less likely that a business would want to add employees and grow, has made it more difficult for people to hire. And I can just tick off some of the things. He has announced he's raising taxes on individuals, on businesses. He's going to raise the tax on dividends this next year from 15% to 39%. Does that make it more likely that people will invest to start a new business? Of course not. Cap and trade, which will make energy more expensive, and by an uncertain amount, lack of predictability makes it very hard for people to think about investing and growing and to starting new businesses. This card check program, this idea that we're going to take away from individual workers the right to vote by secret ballot as to whether or not they want a union, would force unions in businesses where the employees don't want them. That makes it less likely that any entrepreneur will want to start their business. Taking over health care, 1/5 almost of the economy, makes it far less likely someone's going to add jobs in that sector. And then how about spending $1.5 trillion more than we're taking in this year? Makes a lot of folks wonder what the dollar will be worth down the road. What he has done has frightened the private sector, has caused people to withdraw their investment and their energy in growing and adding jobs. And we're going to have new leadership in Washington, and we're going to have to make sure that we have the kind of strong leader that John Thrasher is. And that's why I'm here to support him and to make sure that we hold on to those values that have allowed us to be such a strong and vibrant nation and have allowed Florida to, in many respects, lead the nation. Now, I recognize that you face a choice. You've done remarkable things here. I hope you recognize that. I mean, I watched Jeb Bush. He's one of my favorite governors of all time. I've watched, we can applaud for him. Woo! He came in Florida's education system, which, by the way, is one of the key factors that a company will look at when they think about where to locate and where to grow. Do they have good schools for the kids of people that will be there? And Florida schools were in the basement. And then he brought those schools up to a level which is now competitive with anything in the country, among the top schools in the entire nation. On the other side of the country is another great state, the state of California. It's taken a different tack. Its schools used to be at the top. Now they rank 47th in the nation. Out of 50 states, they rank 47th. They took a different course. And the Democrats in this state, without question, would take Florida in the course that California took, with weaker and weaker schools, with budgets that are out of balance, with people that are fleeing, with jobs that are fleeing. No state can afford to take the path that California took. And that's why it's so critical that you have leadership like John Thrasher, representing you, fighting for the values that have made Florida such a fabulous state, and getting it back on track again. So I just want to underscore my appreciation for your being here, for the fact that you're all contributing so generously to his campaign. Ask you to find other people to do so. This is a tough time. I know people are hurting right now, but make sure that they do everything they can to help out in this race. It is a critical race. It is a race that's being watched across the state and across the country. I get the chance to go to a lot of different states and to campaign for people who have the kind of conservative values that I think America needs. We need conservative values now like perhaps no other time in my memory. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm supporting this man. I'm glad that you're doing it as well. I wish my wife were here. Jean, it's a very terrific job that you get to do, to support this guy. It's not always easy, by the way, coming home at the end of the day, battling day in and day out. But he's doing a great job for our party, for our state, and for our nation. So thank you so much for welcoming me. Look forward to being back time and time again, and certainly before the fall. Thanks, you guys.